Hello guys and gals, it's Domino here doing a playthrough, episode 38 of my Dawnguard playthrough. This is the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, in case you couldn't tell. I've got some news, got some stuff to talk about, got some cool stuff. This is actually the last part of the mission to fill the blood chalice. You have to go find the giant gushing well of blood in this dungeon, fill it with vampire blood, or I assume it's vampire blood, and take it back to the guy in the vampire castle. And it's really easy. This is the final part of this, and I'm kind of excited because after this it gets a little bit more exciting. There's a change of venue. There's some cool stuff goes on and whatnot. There's actually a really awesome scene in this that I wanted to point out. And I will point it out when it happens. In terms of news, in terms of channel news, I did want to use this episode to kind of do a little bit of ranting, kind of do a little bit of talking, let you guys know what's going on, yada yada yada. Basically, my Skyrim playthrough, I realize I've said this a million times, and I bet you guys are really sick of hearing it, but I have so much Dawnguard footage to process that it's taking an extended, let's just say extended period of time to do it. So I'm going to be cranking these out as fast as I possibly can, like hotcakes at a pancake stand. I'm going to be serving them up hot, serving them up fresh, and don't get frustrated with me. I am rendering as fast as my computer can, and in my defense, it's not really my computer that's holding me back right now. I've got some rendering software that's actually not all that great, and I'm looking to get my hands on some I guess cooler video editing stuff, so I can add some effects or add some cool captions for you guys or something like that. I don't know. I right now I kind of have a method of doing this, and it works most of the time. So I'm kind of hesitant to deviate from that, but we're gonna see how it goes. That said, I'm gonna recap the TLDR. Too long, didn't read. I have a bunch more Dawnguard coming. It's gonna be the whole thing. I played through the entire campaign of Dawnguard, and it's amazing. I really want to put this up for you guys because it's worth seeing. And I can show you the glitched boss battle at the very end, which is hilarious, but it was frustrating at the time. Let's just say I used the Lord's name in vain a couple times in that glitched boss fight. But there are a bunch of other times, there's a couple times where I die, and I want to talk about that too. But in terms of a roadmap for the Elder Scrolls, after I get this Dawnguard up, I am going to start doing some of that Morrowind. I hope you guys checked out the video. I'm going to include a link or an annotation in the description for you to check out the Morrowind Overhauled 3.0 mod that I showed. Morrowind looks great with this patch. I'm not going to lie. I thought that they were just going to retexture a few things, make it a little bit sharper. Not the case. They put foliage in. There are effects. They're like little blur effects. Motion blur, I think, kind of it's very subtle, but it looks great. Morrowind looks absolutely great with this patch on, and it's fairly easy to install, but it is a in-depth process, meaning that every step is doable. There isn't a whole lot of complicated quote-unquote steps to do to install this mod, but you do need to kind of pay attention to all the steps, and there's a few to go through. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be doing that next. I can't wait to do the Solstheim expansion of Morrowind, because that is my absolute favorite expansion of the Elder Scrolls. And I'm also going to do some Hearthfire stuff too.
We're just lucky I was here.
But I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in Hearthfire. I may build a house. May see if I can do something cool and interesting, because I don't know how interesting it'll be for you guys to watch me build a house. But this is one of my favorite parts of this playthrough. You talk to these two guys, and they decide to backstab you and try and kill you. And I love the spell effects here. I love the lighting and stuff. This lightning and stuff looks really great, like the electricity. But I'm gonna point it out. I'm gonna point it out. You guys are gonna see it in a bit here. My henchman does a finishing move on one of these dudes, and it's just really awesome. In fact, I can't get enough. I can't get enough of this Dawnguard. I would play it again with another character, but I'm gonna go into further detail of how I kind of feel about that. I'm gonna try to give you guys my philosophy. But keep an eye out here because you're gonna watch my henchman, and he's gonna take this guy down like it's his business, like it's his trade. Bang, 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 dead. Amazing. I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Dark Brotherhood all the way. Represent. Okay. Now that we're done with that, you gotta fill it in the chalice with the vampire blood. And then go back to, then the rest of it's going back to town. But I did want to talk about the Steam sale. There was a Steam Halloween sale a couple days ago. Ended on October 31st. Picked up some cool games. Had a really bad experience with a Capcom game, Dead Rising 2. I had my eye on that game for a while. I had played it on Xbox Live, and I'm not going to get into a huge rant about it, but basically, you hear my chair squeaking over here. I got a squeaky chair. That's kind of a trademark a lot of my videos. If you listen carefully, you can hear the chair squeaking away. But like I said, this is a really sloppy console port, and I was kind of disappointed because I had my eye on this game for a while, and for once it was 75% off. And I got copies for me and my friend, and we tried playing it, and it crashes. It's definitely network related because the crash happens to both of us at the same time, I think, or something like that. Or both of our clients crashed at the same time. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that game, but the controller support doesn't work. A whole bunch of other stuff doesn't work. I get these weird frame rate jitters is the only way I can describe it. The game runs flawlessly, and it should. It's not that graphically intensive, other than the fact that there are a shit ton of zombies on the screen at any given time, which I assume is processor bound. But it runs great, but every now and then, just randomly, the frame rate gets a little weird. And I attribute that to console-itis, console portitis, which is a very serious condition that affects many games nowadays, and I'll get into a rant about that later, but that is something that I'm definitely not all that thrilled about. But that's Capcom is a repeat offender, and I'm not gonna put Capcom on notice here. I'm not gonna put their whole lives on trial because I really want to, though, because I feel like Capcom has just they are repeat offenders when it comes to releasing just awful PC ports. And all I'm gonna say is read the reviews for these games before you get them, and find out what the PC issues are for Capcom games. I will never ever buy another Capcom game without reading the the PC issues. But I'm not gonna rant about that much too longer, because and for the most part, I did like the Halloween sale. I picked up a lot of cool titles. I got Hotline Miami, which is a top-down kind of GTA 2 style 80s shooter, kind of like a tactical, not really tactical, but like, it's hard to describe. It's a top-down shooter, but it's crazy. It's very frenetic, and you have to be quick on your reflexes. It's very Twitch-based. And you die a lot, and yada yada yada. But it's a really awesome game. That was cool. And
Good morning.
So far that's been it. I haven't been playing too many games. I'm trying not to start anything new. And what I mean that is I'm gonna kind of segue into my philosophy. I'm trying to finish some of these things. I have a lot of games that I've started, and I'm trying to actually finish some of them. With Skyrim, it's the case where I just need to upload the footage. I need to cut and upload and narrate the footage. And so I feel good about that, because I've actually finished Skyrim. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't always finish the games that I get, and I want to kind of change that. I want to make kind of a conscious effort to change that. So there are a couple games that I've got my eye on, but I've stored them up. Like with Steam, I may not necessarily play the game right away, but if it's a game that I've had my eye on for a while and it's 75% off, I'll take advantage of it then. Just keep it in my library and fire it up later when I get a chance to actually give it the attention, which is kind of why I didn't get Borderlands 2, and I really wanted to because I'm a huge Borderlands fan, and Borderlands is probably one of my favorite shooter FPS RPGs. I love the comedy. I love the style of it. I like that it's this kind of post-apocalyptic thing, but I just knew that if I got it, I would not be able to give it the attention that it deserved and actually finish it and go on to it, because that's the kind of game that you really need to invest your time into. Put your time in and get it right. And I really want to enjoy that game. I don't want to get it and start it and get distracted or not have time. So I may start that when it's on sale next, and we'll see where it goes from there, because I definitely want to play that. But in terms of other gaming news, I lost all my cars in Test Drive Unlimited 2. And you're probably wondering, what's Test Drive Unlimited 2? It is probably the worst, most hated racing game of all time. People hate this game just offhand. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because it's frustrating and unforgiving and very difficult. But I enjoy the game. I liked collecting the cars and the houses and things, and I wanted to do some playthroughs like that, because you can roll around with your friends, just free roam. And it's a lot of fun, but unfortunately I lost my progress, so I'm going to need to work on that again. I lost about 30 hours of progress, and that makes me kind of a sad panda. I'm not going to lie. Alright, so now basically when you talk to this guy, he tells you congratulations. Thanks for turning that blood in. And this and that and whatnot and wherewithal and how to do. Alright, it's done. The Bloodstone Chalice. The next quest is, I think, Prophecy. But hopefully it's going to be a change of venue, because I really want to get the rest of this playthrough up for you, because it's really awesome. And I do still have some stuff to do in the Spectral Realm, the Spirit Realm area thingy. And there's some grinding that you can do over there, and I may show a little bit of that. But for the most part, this quest is done. Get ready for the next episode, because I'm going to be hopefully uploading it within the next couple days. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Thank you for liking this video, leaving me a comment. As always, you can hit me up on Twitter, www.twitter.com/darkdomino, or hit me up on my Tumblr, www.darkdomino.net. Ask me a question. I answer pretty much all my questions that I get sent. That's all, guys. Thank you for watching, and get ready for the next episode. Thanks.
Leave me in peace. I think my father wanted to see you. Have you talked to him yet?
Who